And away we go. It is the nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get you some delivery, get you some pickup. Stop in the store at Dayton. Tell them to pump it up and get 15% off your order. Somebody tweeted at me again today. They say picked up Galactic earlier today, and then we're gonna either like reheat in the air fryer or reheat in the oven and have it for dinner tonight. The 5-piece half chicken and a couple sides.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Went big and went home.
Yeah. I mean, like that's like isn't that we've talked about this before? Like you go out of town and all of a sudden you're like, I want the food from home.
Skyline today when I was in town.
Yeah. How'd that go?
They don't have them here. I mean,
No.
Everything I wanted it to be.
It happens. All right, let's get to it. It is Saturday night. Our checklist, Wednesday through Sunday, pretty much on point. Maybe everything in the draft didn't go exactly as according to plan. But Landers Nolly is a Bearcat.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce Gardner is the highest picked Bearcat in the history of the program.
Mm-hmm.
9 Bearcats were selected. That is a record.
Mm-hmm.
All of them before the 7th round, which is amazing. No guys sneaking in at the back end. Curtis Brooks going in the late 6th round to the Colts made it like everything else was gravy from there. And now we wait.
You've also seen 2 undrafted free agent signings at this point, I believe.
So far, we've seen DeBlanco and Michael Young. DeBlanco to the Saints, Michael Young
to the Colts. Wherever
they're stocking up. The Colts are stocking up on Bearcats. So it's been a great weekend so far. One more box to check, right? Tomorrow night, 6:00. The time has been moved up, 6:00. It'll be live on CBS Sports HQ. And based on what happens, if it's good news, you can find us right here live on YouTube afterwards, as we'll be discussing potentially, hopefully, a phenomenal evening again for the Cincinnati Bearcats. And that, of course, is in reference to Rayvon Griffith, Taft High School, class of 2023, top 50 player. Eric Bossi just mentioned one of our national guys who is here in Fort Wayne with me. He thinks he's got Rayvon in line to move up in the rankings, even higher from where he is already situated. I have watched him I've watched him 3 times already this weekend. He's on a very talented team. Consistently throughout this spring, he has been the best player on said team, and that is with point guard Gabe Cupps going to Indiana and shooting guard Reed Shepard going to Kentucky.
Those are pretty good schools.
Those are it's a pretty lofty company when you're on a team that talented and you have performed as the best player consistently over 3 events. He was excellent again today. He was really their only effective weapon in a loss this morning, and then was really good again in a blowout win this evening. I didn't get the final total this morning. He was over 20 in the loss, and then he had 22 tonight. So that was 18 last night, 20 plus this morning, 22 today. He's averaging 20 plus on the weekend and shooting from 3, shooting from mid-range, dunks at the rim, passes it well. He has been in his bag this weekend, and this is the reason I get out on the road, to get you guys a feel for what he can do. There is still a lot of development left for Rayvon Griffith, meaning he's far from a finished product. But to say that and also acknowledge where he's at right now, if Cincinnati can get this done tomorrow, it is a big, big splash to start off the 2023 class.
Yeah, I was watching some of his highlights from today, and he had a tomahawk jam that was more athletic than any dunks we had this year, without question. And then he had another one where he went, huh?
Wasn't more athletic than Jared Hensley. The monster one-handed poster that he had.
I think it was.
Okay.
Recency bias, it's fine. And then he also had one where he threw down with 2 and shook the rim a little bit. I'm here for it, man. And if you're
not going to mention the made threes, were those boring for you?
I was yes. Basketball's boring right now. It's just all threes. But if you're going to make them, cool. I'm here for it. So let's go. I don't know. I mean, he was shooting well in the highlights that I saw. And it wasn't even just threes. Like, he was also making the dreaded, 15 to 18 foot twos that nobody wants their players to take ever, because it's a low percentage shot and doesn't give you that extra point, which I understand why you don't want the players to shoot that.
But at times it's the right shot. Like if you're pump faking a closeout and taking 2 dribbles into a clean
open look,
like there are times it's not a bad shot. You just don't want to live and die by contested long twos, right?
I agree.
But he showed a really nice turnaround fadeaway game. He's shown a good pull-up game. Like, he right now this spring is what you would adequately describe as a 3-level scorer. Like, scoring at the rim, scoring in the mid-range, he's shooting it well from 3. And he's passing it. I know I beat this to death over the spring. He's just passing it at a level that we haven't seen from him up to joining this Midwest Basketball Club squad. And today was a perfect example. He had it at the top of the key. He was semi-open where he could have squeezed off a 3, but instead he took a couple dribbles, passed it to the corner, moved the ball, bing, bing. He relocated onto the right wing. Ball found him. Instead of being partially open, he was wide open, steps into the 3, good. Like, that's, when you start playing with confidence, you're playing with that knowledge of, like, give it up, I'll get it back. Like, this is going to find its way back to me if it's the right play. And he's doing that right now. I'd like to see him rebound a little bit more. But that's, he's a 6'5", 6'6" wing. Like, you can't expect that to be a strength of his at this stage in his development.
Not yet. And if that's your only knock right now, is that as a 2 coming in, that he doesn't rebound well. Okay.
Probably a 3.
You see more at the 3 than the 2?
More of a 3.
Okay. Either way,
he's not a jumbo. Like, he's not 6'7", 6'8". Like, you kind of want your 3s now, but he's 6'5", 6'6". Like, he's everything you could. I don't know that he has the advanced handle yet to be like a 1-2 like combo guard type.
Yeah.
Probably a 3, but I mean, he could play the 2, and you're not gonna notice much. You're just not gonna get some of the other things that you get from a 2. But he's really good. He's really good. If Wes can get this done tomorrow, all of a sudden things start looking real promising. Tonight, how about this? Standing there watching this game tonight, I look over, Tyler McKinley and AJ McBride, who were playing offsite at a different gym, had just come over to watch Ray, see how Ray was doing, see what kind of game Ray was having.
Because he's their boy.
Right? It's enough to start getting a little excited about where things are at.
Just got to see that first domino fall. And once that domino falls, then we can be a little giddy.
So 6:00 tomorrow. If he commits, we'll be here. And we will have wall-to-wall coverage, maybe special guests. Maybe we got things planned. Maybe we don't. I don't know. You have to tune in tomorrow to find out. That's called a tease, Aaron,
in the industry.
in the industry. Draft. You were on this more than me, right?
I was.
Take it all. Take it away.
So today, I mean, we already had 5 guys taken in the first 100 picks, and right off the bat, fourth pick of the day, Kobe Bryant, fourth pick in the fourth round, 109 overall, to the Seattle Seahawks. Then you had Jerome Ford, 156 overall, fourth pick of the fifth round, to the Cleveland Browns. I don't love that pick, as they have,
Unless the running back room looks a lot different by the time we get to training camp. That's a lot of money tied up in running backs.
well, I mean, and just in case you don't know, they have Nick Chubb, they have Kareem Hunt, and then they also have D'Ernest Johnson, who, when he got the ball last year, he was effective with the ball. So I'll be real curious to see what that running back room looks like going into game one after training camps, and if it even lasts that long. Just very interesting pick for the Browns there. Darian Beavers goes 182 overall, the fourth pick of the sixth round. Fourth picks aplenty today, to the New York Giants. And Curtis Brooks rounds it out at 216 overall, the 37th pick of the sixth round, to the Indianapolis Colts.
The Colts had the Bengals high on their draft board, or the Bearcats high on their draft board.
Yeah, and
Clearly.
I know I've seen a little bit of just frustration, I guess, with the Bengals, with some of the fans of both the Bearcats and the Bengals, that you have the Bearcats in your own backyard and you just simply aren't taking them. I don't know if that's a former offensive coordinator upset about the way.
No.
I wouldn't think so either.
No.
But it's just interesting to me that you see Indianapolis, who's a little bit further away, placing value on these players. And maybe they didn't fall to where they wanted them to fall. Just interesting that the Colts ended up with four Bearcats with the signing of Michael Young as an undrafted free agent, and
just Pearson Brooks.
I'm sorry, three. Yeah. Three.
Am I missing one?
No, three Bearcats with the signing of Michael Young, and the Bengals ending up with none.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because you would like to see them value the team up the street to the point that you think it could help the Bengals if you had some more Bearcats around. But for whatever
at the very
reason,
least, you might get some jersey sales out of it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it could be a beneficial thing. But for whatever reason, it hasn't played out that way. It hasn't fallen right for those things to happen. Here's what I think would have been interesting. If the Hill kid wasn't there at the end of the first round, would there have been a little bit more interest in a Brian Cook? Because, he kind of fits a lot of that, like, versatile safety, athletic, hard-hitting, locker room guy, like a lot of the things they want. But they had what everybody thought was a top 15 pick,
right,
kind of fall in their lap.
And you can't knock the Bengals for not taking a Bearcat there when, again, to your exact point, you have a guy that they're calling the steal of the first round fall there. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's more kind of those middle rounds, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they got the kid from Florida, the 3-tech defensive lineman that has 15 sacks in the SEC in his career. Like,
look, I'm not mad
I'm just
about
saying, like the positions that they had value on. I thought they got good value for who they picked. So maybe the Cincinnati guys just didn't fit. Like if say they don't get their 3-tech, and what was it, fourth round?
Fourth round.
If they don't get that in the fourth round, maybe in the sixth round, Curtis Brooks is an option, because you have to, I think the Bengals, for they wanted, the draft kind of broke their way in a lot of different areas.
They also traded up twice, which is rare for the Bengals. They didn't actually have a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
So, when it did roll around to where the Bengals were, maybe they're looking at Brooks at that point anyway, but they didn't have a 6th round pick at that point. They didn't have one until the 7th round. And if Brooks falls all the way to the Bengals' 31st overall pick in the 7th round, at that point, sure, you're definitely talking about why
Right.
didn't you take Brooks if they pass him up at that point? But that wasn't the case. He was gone
Well, and like they,
before that.
they didn't need a quarterback, so Dez isn't on the board.
Off the board,
and
right?
Sauce you couldn't get, so Sauce is off the board.
Pierce is. I mean, you're not going to spend a second round pick for an Alec Pierce who's not going to.
And he was way before the Bengals picked.
Yeah.
In the second round. So yeah, it didn't work out. It's frustrating because you see so many, 9 guys get drafted, none of them go to the Bengals.
Might have been cool to see like a Jerome Ford behind Mixon and Chris Evans, or even a Kobe, but just wasn't the case.
Didn't happen. Not in the cards. Each one, I mean, I like Kobe in Seattle. As long as Pete Carroll's there, they're going to win at a reasonable level.
I don't know who's their quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Is it Smith?
I don't know. I don't know who their quarterback is right now. Like I legit don't know.
I don't either. I feel like they brought back the journeyman from the Jets. What is his name?
Aaron. I don't know. Nobody cares.
It's fine. Okay.
Nobody cares. We're not like we can do those in a 4-hour show. This is a quicker show. So. Beavers to the Giants. I don't know enough about the Giants defense to know how he fits there.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, and they have a new coach, so I mean, their defense is going to look a little bit different than
right
what it's been anyway.
Ford, we talked about, like that's an interesting spot. I think it's probably going to look different by the time we get to training camp.
Has to.
You would think that's a lot of money on running backs. A lot of. You're lacking positional versatility with 4 really good running backs. And then Curtis Brooks, man, go wherever it is. Everybody needs defensive linemen. Like you can never have enough quality defensive linemen. And I think it's pretty cool that him and AP are right up the road. Like I said last night, I joked with AP's dad, like, just let me know. I'll be up whenever you want to throw me an invite to a game.
I shot him a text congratulating him as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's good stuff. All right. I'm going to try to get a little rest because I got to drive home in the morning. I was going to drive home tonight. It sounds like there's a storm out there or something right now. I'm going to hold off, drive home in the morning, and hopefully get everything situated and ready to go on Rave On Watch. Hashtag Rave On Watch. At 6:00 tomorrow night on CBS HQ, and then all things go the Bearcats' way. We'll be right here, yakking it up after the announcement. So
can't wait.
Hopefully, we'll see you then. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Galactic Fried Chicken is the sponsor. Bearcat Journal is the home. This is the Nightcap. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.